Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the new Salon Marketing Show, episode 20. My name's Vanessa McDonald. I'm the founding director of Salon Marketing Creative Agency. And we specialise at SMC, we specialise in helping beauty salon and skin clinic owners retain the clients they work so hard to acquire in the first place, using their most valuable asset they own, and that is their database. For this week's episode, you are going to learn why it's important for your business to shift to a new virtual strategy for the long game. Why it's important, because it is very important, and there is definitely a change that has been occurring for the last 18 months, and I think it's really important for all salon owners to consider how the shift in the market is going to affect their business. So that's what today is all about, looking at virtual. Sharing my screen. Okay, let's get started. All right. Now you may hear a little bark in the background. That's because I'm working from home in the pink room and I have a couple of little chi-chi mutts that if someone delivers something to my building, they like to make sure that they know that they know, they're aware that they're there. So if I have to excuse myself and go and quiet my children, that's just the way it is. For anyone in lockdown, you are invited to join SMC Insider. It's our exclusive Facebook group. It's free whilst you're in lockdown. All you need to do is search for SMC Insider members only. Answer the 3 questions from your Facebook personal account and you are in. So today we are going to take a look at why it's important for your business to shift to a new virtual strategy for the long game. And now is the time. Now is the time to be considering doing this, to really embrace it. It's a new way for you to care for your clients and to grow your business. And the reason is because of this pandemic life experience. It's brought so many ups and downs for our industry, but it's also presented new exciting opportunities with online stores and online sales and virtual salon services. So what we want to do is, for some of us, it's really difficult at the moment. We are in lockdown. We are in a long lockdown. Victoria's back in lockdown. Sydney, we're living what Victoria went through last year. And when COVID first hit in April 2020, everybody who owned a business found that they needed to react whenever the federal government or the state government made an announcement about lockdown. It was a reaction to change the way that we were doing business. Now, offering virtual salon services, because of all of that activity last year, and for some other reasons that I'm going to take you through next in the following slides, it can no longer be just a reaction to a government announcement. It needs to become a permanent part of the way that you're doing business, because as we all know, COVID has changed the landscape. So from offering your services through the traditional way, through your salon, through bricks and mortar, that approach now needs to include the traditional way that you've always cared for your clients, but to also introduce virtual services on a permanent basis. Okay, it's no longer a pivot. It needs to be part of your permanent marketing plan and your business model, because it is here to stay. So I encourage you, all of you, to embrace the opportunity, because it's here, and by doing so and doing it well, you'll be able to stand out like a flamingo amongst a flock of pigeons, which is what we're all about here at SMC. So why bother going virtual? Well, it's super convenient for consumers. It is absolutely essential in some situations. It's definitely profitable. It saves a lot of time. If you don't do it, there's a very strong chance you could lose some clients if other skin clinics, other beauty salons are offering these type of remote virtual services. If you are in a lockdown, if you don't do it, will you still have a business on the other side? That's something to consider. And it's also the new normal. Okay, it really is very much the new normal. I'll give you an example of if you don't do it, what can happen. So for myself, I have a strong relationship with my hair salon. I've been going there for a long time, and I really felt like I needed some extra help and support around managing my color and managing the health of my hair. And I was seeing everywhere on social media that there were hair salons out there that were offering virtual consultations for looking after your color at home and some of the things that you could do to take care of your color at home. And I did contact my preferred hair salon to see whether or not it was something they could help me with, and I was told no, for insurance reasons we're not able to do that. Okay, no problem. So I was able to top up on some products, but I was still looking around for a solution, and I actually posted on my own personal Facebook page that I wish that anyone who's married to a hairdresser at the moment, they're super lucky, they hit the jackpot. It'd be fantastic to be married to a hairdresser at the moment, and all the woe is me around what's going on with my hair. And a friend of mine who works at a competitive salon, another salon that's in competition with the one that I visit on a regular basis, reached out to me through Messenger and said, "Hey Vanessa, I'll jump on a video call with you and we can have a chat about your hair and what's going on with your color." And we did that. And the whole experience, for me personally, I felt like they cared. I felt like they really wanted to find a solution for me, to ask lots of questions and try and uncover anything that they can do. And the result of that was me purchasing products, the products being sent to me, and then within that package was a gift voucher redeemable towards my first service at this other salon, which is around the same distance as the salon I see on a regular basis. Now, can you see how that could potentially result in my original salon that I've been going to for 5 years potentially losing me as a client because I've been offered a solution that I need now, and a new relationship has begun, and my needs are getting met in a way that I need in this moment, and there's a call to action, I've been given a gift to redeem towards my first color service in the future when we reopen. Okay, so that is going on out there. So I just wanted to share that story with you so that you could consider, am I doing everything I can to help my clients now in this virtual world, that the only way I can connect with them in some cases is virtual. And so it's becoming the new normal. There are so many service-based industries out there now offering telephone consultations, virtual video consultations and services. And myself personally, I've had at least 4 telehealth consultations with my GP at some point through the different lockdowns or stay-at-home orders that we've received. Have you had a situation with a different service provider outside of our industry where you weren't able to go and see them face-to-face because of the restrictions? My GP isn't even taking any face-to-face bookings at the moment. They are only offering telehealth consultation. So it's definitely becoming something that is preferred by consumers, because they're getting to a point now where they're expecting to be able to receive telephone consultations, video consultations. It is a super convenient way of getting information and education about whatever it is that you need. Whenever I have a telehealth consultation with my GP, it might be on the phone, but it might be on FaceTime if it's something she needs to see. Say, for example, that I have a rash or something like that and she needs to see it. So it's super convenient. I don't need to get in my car and go and find some parking and then wait outside with my mask on and then go into the waiting room and sit across from her face to face, get my written prescription, go over to the chemist. No, instead, I'm able to be on the phone, get the help and support that I need for whatever my issue is. My prescription is sent to me straight away on my phone as a text. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened then. The broadcast just suddenly ended, but here we are again. So I'll just continue. So I'll pick up where I left off, which was if you're not offering virtual services, there's going to be a piece of the pie in the not too distant future, if not now, that you may miss out on. So it's really important that you accept that it's consumers are out there getting trained and are experiencing this new way of getting information, education and support through service-based industries so that they're able to find solutions for problems that they have. So now is the time to prepare your business and lead the way. Okay, because you can position your clinic as the go-to experts for online skin related services. Think about that. Think about having a skin consultation with someone over the phone and then being able to personalize a prescription and then continue that support. That would be the flow of your online virtual skin related services. And what I found really interesting about going to my GP or approaching my GP when I need any type of medical help is that their fees are exactly the same as they were when I was seeing them face to face. So there's been, no adjustments to fees. There's no discount. There's no special offer. It's just another way of being able to get their service. So think about that as well when you're looking at pricing your virtual services. I wanted to take into consideration some brands that are embracing virtual that aren't necessarily related to our industry, but definitely worthwhile considering, taking a look at, and maybe getting some inspiration from. So many people, you would have heard of the City to Surf. It's an Australian icon, it's a Sydney icon, and they, for the second year in a row, have had to go virtual because of what's been going on with the pandemic and with lockdowns. And so as far as how do they do that? How do you coordinate and manage an event such as the City to Surf? Well, you do it through technology, and they have a special application that people that want to participate in the event virtually are able to download and use. So my first tip would be to investigate the technology, different types of technology that are out there for you, so that you're able to embrace virtual services for your business. Also, consider the experience. Recently, I celebrated my birthday. It was actually a week ago last Monday. I turned 50, and in lockdown, I wanted to find a way of making it special. And this particular restaurant located in Sydney, Otto, is also a Sydney icon. And if I'm in Australia for my birthday and I'm not overseas having an adventure, I choose to go to Otto usually for lunch. It's on the Finger Wharf at Woolloomooloo, and it's a beautiful experience. It's a lovely view, a lovely ambience, and the waiters are, they're Italian, and it's just got this lovely Italian vibe. And Italy's one of my favorite countries to go to. So I go to Otto, and I was absolutely delighted to discover that Otto was participating in a new delivery brand called Providore. So all of the best restaurants in Sydney, if you want to get meals delivered, then you go to Providore, and it's kind of like Uber Eats or Menulog, but it's for this level of dining. So I was able to get Otto delivered. The menu was the same as the restaurant, and I was able to order my entrees, my mains, my desserts. But what I found really interesting is how they added to the experience, how they really thought about it. So you can see on the left-hand side, there's a simple branded flyer. It was just literally a piece of paper, like branded letterhead, if you like. And they've utilized QR code technology, which is, again, using the technology that is going to make this happen for you, but also a little tiny piece of technology that everybody is used to using. So I can scan the first code to join their priority guest list. And the second code is what I was particularly impressed with. And that is, once I scanned that QR code, it took me to Spotify, which gave me access to a playlist, a playlist of music that would be similar, and is similar because I did scan it and I did play it as I was preparing the food and then enjoying the food. And it was a playlist to enhance my experience. And let's see what it says there. It says, it's time to open the wine, set the table, and escape to an Italian piazza with the sounds of our Otto Alcasa playlist. So think about that. If you are sending out, for example, home facial kits, you could consider doing something similar to what Otto's done. Have a QR code which would put that person onto your VIP list, and then when you reopen, if you're in lockdown, that could give them some type of priority status. But think about the music, like when they're at home and they're going through the process of following the steps for their home facial kit. Perhaps you too could have a QR code where they scan a playlist to listen to, which might be similar to what they would experience if they're in your clinic having a facial, to enhance that experience. So consider the experience. When you do that and you give someone a great experience, you know what they do? They tell their family, friends and neighbors about it, and their work colleagues. And that's exactly what I did. After my birthday, everybody that I had contact with, clients, family, friends, were asking me, how was your birthday, Vanessa? What did you do? And this was one of the highlights that I actually shared with them, talking about Otto, talking about the food, talking about Providor, but focusing on this unique point of difference, this little flamingo moment that they added into my experience. So my tip there is, consider the experience. Also, it's important when you are looking to go virtual and to work with clients in a more remote way to consider the communication. It's important to communicate clearly how it works. So last year with the ABEA Awards, because of the pandemic, Mocha Publishing needed to, they still went ahead with the awards, and they did an amazing job with offering it as an online live event. You may have remembered that. And here are some examples of how they communicated across social media so that everybody who wanted to attend the ABEA Awards understood how it works. So if we take a look at the graphics, we can see that they let us know where to watch, so on Facebook and also on YouTube. The brand is there. It's very clear on what this is. It's the Australian Beauty Industry Awards for 2020. And also when to watch the live stream, because in Australia we have all different time zones and it can get quite confusing depending especially on the time of the year with daylight savings and everything else. And what Mocha Publishing did there, if you can have a look in the middle here, they used an infographic with different colours for the states and made it really clear what time the awards would be live streaming at the various states. So using infographics is really important when you are communicating how to do anything through marketing. Try and use infographics as much as you possibly can, because one little graphic can really cut through on the messaging. If Mocha Publishing had listed the different states just in copy and bullet points, it wouldn't have had the same impact as what that infographic has right there on your screen. And this is something that popped up in my own personal Facebook last week. It's a clinic located in Australia. I personally don't know this particular clinic brand. The owner's name is Loretta. She's a skin therapist, and it was a Facebook ad from memory. And this is the webpage that it took me through to, and a way that Loretta is offering new virtual experiences or events through her clinic. And you can see there she's called it, the concept is virtual sip and spa experience. And it's about, there's all different suggestions that she's made on how I could, because I received this ad, experience her virtual sip and spa experience. So it would be It's a Zoom, utilizing the Zoom technology. So there we go again, considering what technology can I use to take to start to offer virtual salon services. And this is a great example of how to get creative with it. So the suggestion was that I could get a group of friends together. It's something I could do with my partner. It's something that I could do with another couple. And she's charging $99 for this home facial experience. And then we would be having champagne or sipping on something delicious while we're doing that in isolation, in lockdown. So there's another idea that you could look at what others are doing and then get some inspiration to turn it into your own. And just like Loretta, stand out like a flamingo with this new opportunity, offering virtual salon services because of the pandemic. So again, let's just recap. Why bother? It's convenient, it's essential, it can be very profitable. So think about it for a moment with the previous example. If Loretta's charging $99 per person, let's say that she gets a group of 10 people on a Zoom for a spa and sip virtual experience. That's $990. That potentially could also transition into retail purchases after the sip and spa experience. So for not a lot of work and not a lot of time and virtually no fixed costs whatsoever, that is a pretty high profit per minute. You don't want to be losing clients to others that are offering it, especially as they get trained and they get used to it in having an expectation of receiving support for their skin health in that way. And it is the new normal. But what I'm going to suggest is let's make it the new experience. And let's make it the new extraordinary, not just the new normal. And next week, we're going to take a look at what it takes to shift to the new virtual strategy for the long game. So I'm actually going to today we've looked at why. And next week, we're going to look at what you need to do in order to make this shift so that your business can stand out like a flamingo amongst a flock of pigeons, especially when you're in lockdown. So I hope that that's been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you next week for episode 21 of the new Salon Marketing Show, and we'll continue the conversation together. In the meantime, please do come and join us in SMC Insider. It is free for as long as your salon is in lockdown. So perhaps you're watching in New Zealand, perhaps you're watching in Sydney, perhaps you're watching in Victoria. You are welcome to join SMC Insider. Just search in Facebook for SMC Insider members only. Answer those 3 questions. Send the request from your personal, not your business profile, and you're in. And if you're watching and perhaps you're not in lockdown, you're still invited to come and join us for free and check us out. You'll get complimentary guest access for 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.